9,000 years. That's how long cats have been watching us. Before cities, before written language, a small, silent predator decided to stay. They didn't just move through our world, they read it. A cat's whiskers detect microscopic shifts in air currents so precisely they can navigate a pitch-black room without touching a single wall. We think we adopted the cat, but perhaps the cat adopted us. 15,000 years ago, a wolf made a choice. It stepped toward our fire. Over generations, that trust became the dog. They understand human gestures better than chimpanzees, our closest genetic relatives. They feel our moods. They know we're hurting before we say a word. We domesticated the wolf, but they domesticated the wildness in our hearts. When an elephant finds the bones of its own, it stops. It touches them, slowly, gently, sometimes for hours. Scientists call it mourning. True power doesn't roar, it remembers. An African elephant can walk 50 miles in a day, leading its family across cracked earth with nothing but a decades-old memory as its map. 30 million years before the first human, the honeybee had already mastered the waggle dance, a living GPS encoded in the body that communicates direction and distance via geometry. 3,000-year-old honey found in Egyptian tombs was still edible. The bee gives without knowing what it gives, and quietly, the world survives because of it. Ancient Greek sailors told stories of silver shapes rising from the deep, guiding ships away from rocks. They were dolphins. They use signature whistles, unique acoustic names to identify one another. They recognize themselves in mirrors, proving that joy and self-awareness are far older than humanity. They aren't just guiding us to shore, they are guiding us back to wonder. A crow doesn't just live in the world, it studies it. They recognize individual human faces and can hold grudges for years, passing that information down to their young. They don't just use tools, they make them. The next time one watches you, consider the possibility that you are the one being observed. 8 arms, 3 hearts, blue blood. 2/3 of an octopus's neurons live in its arms, meaning each limb can think and react independently. They solve puzzles, open jars, and escape secure tanks. They learn the entire world fresh in just 2 or 3 years, proving that some lessons don't need to be inherited, they just need to be lived. Inside a chrysalis, the caterpillar doesn't just grow wings, it dissolves. It breaks down into a cellular soup before reassembling into something that can fly. The monarch butterfly migrates thousands of miles to a forest it has never seen, guided by a map written into its very cells. Maybe the breaking down isn't the end. Maybe it's the beginning of the wings. In Antarctica, at -60 degrees, the emperor penguin stands still. No food, no shelter, just an egg balanced on its feet. They traded the sky for the sea, diving 1,800 feet into the deep. Resilience isn't always a battle. Sometimes it's just standing still in the dark and refusing to let go. You never hear an owl coming. Their feathers are engineered to swallow sound. In total darkness, an owl can locate a target under a foot of snow by hearing alone. The most powerful presence in the room is often the quietest one. The sloth moves so slowly that algae grows on its fur, turning it into a living forest. While the world exhausts itself chasing and competing, the sloth simply endures. Its stillness is its strategy. In a world that worships speed, the sloth is a radical reminder that you don't have to be fast to survive. 400 million years. Sharks were here before trees, before dinosaurs, before flowers. They are the ocean's ancient, elegant mathematics. They are not a threat to the sea, they are its balance. Endurance isn't about being celebrated, it's about being exactly what you are, without apology, for an eternity. A female sea turtle swims thousands of miles to return to the exact beach where she was born. She carries a shell that has survived the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. She reminds us that some things are built to last and that patience is a form of strength. When the frogs go silent, the world is in trouble. They are the pulse of the ecosystem. Some survive being frozen solid in winter, hearts stopping entirely, only to thaw back into life in the spring. They don't wait for the perfect moment to change. They simply reinvent themselves when the season demands it. On a summer evening, the lights begin. Bioluminescence, light without heat. It is not decoration, it is longing made visible. You don't need to be large to matter. You don't need a long life to leave light behind. Show up, blink once, that has always been enough. From 9,000 years to 400 million, from the deepest ocean to the coldest ice, life becomes exactly what it needs to be. None of them asked permission, they simply continued. And here you are, still watching, still listening, still here. If these stories reminded you of your own endurance, your own strange, particular way of surviving, that feeling is the point. These animals are not separate from us. They are us, seen through millions of years of different choices. If you want more stories like this, subscribe. Every story we tell is made for you, and the next one is already coming.